Part 68. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 671. The sarcasm was endless. Yun proudly looked at Fang Fan, a sarcastic expression gradually appeared on her delicate face. She is in the 8-star king realm herself, and she is only a line away from the 9-star real king realm. He can see clearly that Fang Fan is surrounded by only one 8-star king realm, that is, the winged man. As for the others, the highest level is only the 7-star king realm, and there are not many. Throughout the entire army, there are only 10 or 20,000 soldiers in the king's realm. And the army of 100,000 Cloud Clan she brought, all started in the king realm. This is the foundation of a 9th rank power. You can try it. Look at the end, how it will end. Fang Fan's sinister indifference seems to have never cared about this matter. But from his heart, in this matter, he will not make any concessions. Those who insult my soldiers, die. It seems that you really can't cry without seeing the coffin. Since you don't want to live anymore, then don't blame me for not giving you a chance. Kill. Yun gave an order, and the army of 100,000 came in an instant. Palace Master. Yilingtian's complexion changed. Isn't this so special? What about this situation now? Is it really just waiting for death to come? I can only resist an 8-star king realm at most. But the enemy, there are 3 of them. 100,000 troops, but all of them are kings. Our king's realm soldiers are less than 20,000. This war, how is it going to be fought? Yilingtian's face was full of despair, but in the end he put himself in. This is a mortal situation. Fang Fan listened to Yilingtian's complaints, but from beginning to end, his face never showed the slightest panic. You go to attack, with me behind, what are you afraid of? Within 10 minutes, kill me the 3 8-star king realms of the enemy army. Kill the 7-star king realm as much as possible. Fang Fan glanced at Yilingtian and gave the order directly. Yilingtian twitched the corners of his mouth, rolled his eyes, secretly pouted again. Do you really think I'm a god? I am an ordinary 8-star king realm. Palace Lord, I can't do it. Yilingtian is about to cry, I really can't do it. I said you can do it, you can do it. Don't talk nonsense. Go ahead for me. Otherwise, I'll destroy you now. Fang Fan glared at Yilingtian fiercely. Where did so much nonsense come from? Yilingtian has a face in tears. I am too hard. It's really hard. Forced by Fang Fan, Yilingtian turned back step by step and rushed forward. Little life is in the hands of others. Even if he wanted to run away, he didn't have the guts. I thought you had something to back up, you sent such a waste. Yun showed a look of contempt on her pretty face, looking at Yilingtian with a flustered expression. She didn't even have the desire to do it herself. You go over and kill him. Yun waved her hand casually, and the 2 8-star king level generals who were standing behind her rushed out directly. 2 against 1, Yun didn't think Fang Fan still had any possibility and hope of escape. Facing 2 8-star kings at the same time, Yilingtian swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He is so nervous. Sonorous. Boom. Yilingtian closed his eyes and decided to start the battle of madness. But what is unbelievable is that the 2 generals of the 8-star king Jingyun clan on the opposite side were actually picked up by him. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 672. This, I did it. Yilingtian's body trembled, and even he himself was in a daze. Hurry up. Kill them. Within 10 minutes. I want to see the results. Fang Fan looked at Yilingtian, who was in a daze, and his anger was not at all. The reason why Yi Lingtian was able to pick up two of the same rank in combat power was really his overwhelming combat power? That is of course impossible. Fang Fan used a high-level King Realm potential explosion card on him. Raised his combat power by 1 level. For 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, everything will be in nothingness. I can still put on a suit now, and later, it's all over. If the 10 minutes of prime time is wasted, it will be a chicken feather later. What's the matter? He is clearly in the 8-star King realm, why is he so powerful? Yun Yun narrowed her eyes and felt quite surprised. Her eyes were fixed on Yi Lingtian, and she didn't dare to have the slightest contempt at this moment. It seems that the reason why my combat power has suddenly increased, is because the Palace Master is exerting force behind. Hey, I feel that the combat power has increased tenfold. It's simply too strong. The ability of the Hall Master is really unpredictable. Yi Lingtian thought so in his heart. His confidence suddenly increased, and then he directly attacked the two Yun clan 8-star King level generals on the opposite side. At first, he was still in a bind, but after a minute, he gradually became familiar with the soaring power in his body, and began to kill. 3 minutes later, he killed the first 8-star King of the Yun clan. 5 minutes later, he killed the second 8-star King of the Yun clan. Along the way, he also slaughtered more than a dozen of the Yun clan's 7-star King realm, which greatly reduced the pressure on the battlefield. However, from the perspective of the overall battlefield, the palace of the Emperor still has a huge disadvantage. After all, the number of battle power in the King's realm is still too small. In this overall situation, it's still a lot worse. Fang Fan gritted his teeth. He has already let all the 8 major legions under his command have been recruited, but it seems to be a drop in the bucket. After all, the enemy's lineup is still too strong. The 8 legions under his command, most of them are in the 3-star King realm. Honestly, not at all qualified. The situation has fallen into such a state, and it is quite helpless. Fang Fan felt anxious. On the other hand, Yun Yun, the princess of the Yun clan, was full of shock at this moment. What she thought she was going to win turned into what she is now. From the bottom of my heart, she felt a pressure. The 2 strongest warriors under her command. The 2 8-star kings were beheaded within 5 minutes one after another. Why does the enemy's 8-star king realm appear so powerful? No wonder this guy has the guts to be arrogant in her, and even the scout team that directly annihilated their Yun clan didn't panic at all. It turns out that there is indeed a reason to put it here. Seeing that the enemy's 8-star king realm combat power was harvesting his own senior officer, Yun Yun felt that she had to get on at this moment. Even if she knew it in her heart, she might be smashed into the sand, or even beheaded directly. But as an army commander, she must shoulder such a responsibility. Even if you die, you will have no regrets. Yun Yun's eyes glanced at Fang Fan, and then at Yi Lingtian. Eyeballs suddenly rolled. There is no doubt that Fang Fan is much better at solving it than Yi Lingtian. If the thief can be captured first, the battle can end as soon as possible. And their Yun clan can also save some face. Yun Yun took a deep breath and began to plan secretly. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 673. Swoosh swoosh. Yun Yun's attack is imminent. Her goal is very clear, that is, to kill Fang Fan directly. As long as Fang Fan can be killed, or Fang Fan can be held hostage, this battle will end with the victory of the Yun clan. Yun Yun saw that the fierce 8-star king level powerhouse of the enemy was fighting with several 7-star king level powerhouses of the Yun clan. Immediately look happy. God send opportunity. Close. It's finally close. Yun Yun could even feel that the long sword in her hand was about to touch Fang Fan's neck. She's already winning. Why is he smiling? Am I wrong? Yun Yun frowned. When she was closer to Fang Fan, she could clearly see the smile on the corner of Fang Fan's mouth. What the hell is he laughing at? He is about to be captured by himself. Yun Yun frowned subconsciously, feeling that something was wrong. But then, Yun Yun clenched her teeth and rushed forward. Open the bow without turning back the arrow. The arrow has been shot. If you want to recycle, it's too difficult. All we can do now is to fight along this road to the end. Aragama's wrath. The majesty of the wild god. In an instant, Fang Fan unleashed two magical skills. 1. The wrath of Aragama directly increased his combat power by 3 levels. The original Fang Fan was a 3-star king realm, and now Fang Fan has a 6-star king realm combat power. As for the majesty of the arrogant god, once the majesty of the gods is displayed, the divine power around Fang Fan begins to move wildly, making Fang Fan extremely powerful from the surface. How did you suddenly become so strong? Yun Yun screamed subconsciously, and the connected attacks were all stopped abruptly. Good chance. Receive. Fang Fan suddenly let out a low voice, and directly pulled Yun Yun's hands, pulling fiercely towards the Shushan Pavilion world in her astonished eyes. What are you doing? In just an instant, Yun Yun woke up and started to resist frantically. My cao. My head. Fang Fanzi felt that there were thousands of goo worms moving frantically in his mind, which made him have the urge to vomit blood. Can you stop for a while? Snapped. Fang Fan couldn't care about Lian Xiangziu anymore, and slapped Yun Yun's buttocks directly. What are you doing? Yun Yun's eyes widened, feeling the hot feeling from her buttocks, and a pair of beautiful eyes stared fiercely at Fang Fan. This guy, how rude. Actually attacking the woman's place. Shameless. Yun Yun's eyeballs suddenly protruded, resisting relaxation for a while. Call. Fang Fan breathed a sigh of relief and came directly to the world of Shushan Pavilion with Yun Yun in his arms. After entering the Shushan Pavilion world, Fang Fan breathed a sigh of relief. It's just that the mental trauma caused by forcibly dragging Yun Yun into the Shushan Pavilion just now has not been eliminated. Fang Fan has a feeling of humming in his head at this moment. What place is this? Shouldn't I be on the battlefield? Where is my cloud army? It's you. After Yun Yun woke up and turned around, her eyes began to glance around. After seeing Fang Fan, Yun Yun's eyes suddenly changed color. It's you, bastard. It was you who killed my general. You also intended to murder me. I killed you. Yun Yun saw Fang Fan, who was lying on the ground and rolling frantically. She immediately pulled out her long sword and started slashing. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 674. Sonorous. The sound of metal collisions came, and Yun Yun was instantly stunned. How come? The sword in her hand, has it become scrap metal? Why, stabbed this man in front of him, but there was no response. Does this man have an indestructible body? Yun Yun opened her mouth, and the surprise revealed in her eyes was obvious. It's so weird. Are there still people who can't be killed? Call. Hoo. At this moment, Fang Fan woke up a little and turned around, and wiped the cold sweat on his forehead by the way. That wave just now, almost hurt him to death. Seeing the silly woman in front of him slashing at him with a long sword, Fang Fan couldn't help but chuckle. In the Shushan Pavilion world, he is a god. He is the supreme master. The laws here are all created by him. Want to kill him here? It's just delusional. What kind of monster are you? Yun Yun clenched the long sword tightly, and a look of panic began to appear in her eyes. Am I a monster? Then what are you? The temperament is quite hot. Go on. Continue to be hot. Fang Fan sat on the ground and looked at Yun Yun with a playful look on his face. Can't kill you, I'll kill you. Yun Yun suddenly took out a golden long whip from the storage ring, and slapped Fang Fan viciously. The long whip circulated in the air, making bursts of breaking sounds. Fang Fan stretched out his hand at will, then directly grasped the long whip, and then exerted a little force. Oops! Yun Yun's body directly followed the long whip towards Fang Fan's direction, and then fell firmly into Fang Fan's arms. Fang Fan took advantage of the situation and pressed Yun Yun under him. You said it yourself, did you make a mistake? Fang Fan looked at Yun Yun coldly. It was this stupid woman who made him lose his troops. I was wrong? What was I wrong? You bastard! Let me go. You let me go. Asshole! Yun Yun's pink fist slammed frantically on Fang Fan's body, and her face flushed, but her resistance was particularly insignificant. A full-scale attack on my army for no reason? Why? You don't know how many casualties it will cause. Fang Fan continued to look at Yun Yun coldly. Then why did you slaughter my Cloud Clan's scout team? Yun Yun raised her head stubbornly and glared at Fang Fan fiercely. That camp was originally found by my soldiers. Your scout team wanted to rob you in order to please you, and frantically beat and even killed my soldiers when my soldiers made concessions. I killed them, shouldn't I? Fang Fan snorted coldly, murderers, people will always kill them. I don't care. Anyway, your army killed my scout team, and I'm going to strangle you. Even if I was asked to choose again, I would do it. And I will be even more determined not to give you any chance to resist. Because you are too weak. Yun Yunfan clenched her fist tightly and said with a look of contempt. Yeah, weak, it's the original sin. Now you are in front of me, aren't you so weak? If I do something to you, do you think you can resist? No. You can't, like I've taken off your clothes now, you're still powerless to resist, aren't you? Fang Fan looked at Yun Yun coldly, and his hands began to move frantically. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 675. You are crazy. I'm the princess of the Yun clan. If you treat me like this, the Yun clan will not let you go. Feeling that there are fewer and fewer clothes on her body, Yun Yun starts to panic. The man in front of me, how is it so crazy? Does he know what he is doing? Really? So what? You resist. You resist. Fang Fan had a sarcastic look on his face. But his hands never stopped moving. Yun Yun's face has already turned blood red, and I don't know if it's because of anger or shyness. I won't let you go. I swear. I must kill you. You and your clan will be hunted and slaughtered by the Yun clan. Yun Yun looked at Fang Fan stubbornly. Although she couldn't resist, it didn't stop her from hating Fang Fan. As if he didn't hear what Yun Yun said, Fang Fan continued the movements in his hands. When Yun Yun still had a piece of clothing left, Fang Fan stopped. Then he picked up the long whip that Yun Yun had just pulled out. Then he whipped out viciously. Snapped. A bloodstain instantly revealed. Yun Yun was stunned for a moment. Is this still a man? Actually hit a woman. Say. Is it wrong? Fang Fan's face still looked cold, and it never changed from beginning to end. I'm right? You can kill me if you have the ability. The Yun clan will avenge me. Yun Yun's body trembled, and stubborn tears suddenly leaked from her eyes, but she just didn't let it fall. Fang Fan is like a robot, the long whip in his hand stretches out, falls, whips. Repeat this action. 10 minutes later, Fang Fan admired the woman's perseverance. This kind of willpower is not something ordinary people can have. In fact, there is no deep hatred between Fang Fan and this woman, but Fang Fan hates her arrogance. High above? Treat everyone as a mustard? And that pretentious arrogance. Your race is powerful, and it is inevitable, but what qualifications do you have to belittle other races? Now Fang Fan just wants to make her feel this kind of humiliation. But beating, the woman seemed to be silent. Fang Fan once thought that this woman was dead. Although this woman is hateful, she is not guilty of death. At the same time, Galen's voice transmission came from Fang Fan's mind. Lord, come back quickly. The Yun clan is here to help. Galen's voice transmission seemed quite anxious. Fang Fan frowned, secretly saying that he was careless. I didn't expect the support of the Yun clan to come so quickly. You must know that it only took about 20 minutes from entering the Shushan Pavilion to tossing the Yun clan princess in front of her. The speed of the Shushan Pavilion world is 10 times that of the main world outside, which means that it has only been 2 minutes. But within these 2 minutes, the reinforcements from the Yun clan actually arrived. It seems that she really cares about this princess of the Yun clan. Fang Fan was going to take Yun directly to leave Shushan Pavilion, but her clothes, were basically destroyed by violence. As for the clothes that were taken off and still on the side, they were all beaten to the ground by the exploding long whip. Obviously, this dress can't be worn. Put this on and send you out. Fang Fan casually took out a robe from the sumi space and put it on Yun. Yun was silent at the moment, letting Fang Fan move. If it wasn't for breathing, Fang Fan really thought there was something wrong with this woman. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 676. Hiss. Can you be lighter? Yun suddenly frowned in pain, clenched her hands into a fist, and smashed Fang Fan's chest lightly. Fang Fan's eyes widened, his face stunned. This woman has a problem. What about that valiant female commander-in-chief just now? How did the style change so quickly? How can this little fist beating his chest look like he is acting like a spoiled child? Fang Fan looked at Yun with a strange expression. It's better not to do any tricks. Fang Fan took a breath and secretly guarded. After all, she is the 8-star king realm. In the Shushan Pavilion world, Fang Fan can suppress her with all his strength, but if she leaves the Shushan Pavilion world, if she gets into trouble, who can hold her? Swoosh swish. The two went directly out of the Shushan Pavilion world. Because Yun had too many whip marks on his body, and the injury was really serious, even walking was a problem, so Fang Fan specially supported Yun to leave the Shushan Pavilion world. As soon as they came out, they saw the scene of the two armies facing each other. The Yun clan originally had an army of 100,000, but now they have an army of 100,000. A total of nearly 200,000 troops. On the side of the Emperor's palace, the three major field armies also have 200,000 troops. But the combat power of the two sides is obviously not on the same level. This gap, simply not too big. The Yun tribe's army all started in the King's realm. There are many elite soldiers in the 3-star King's realm. On the side of the Emperor's palace, 9-star and 10-star soldiers occupy the majority. If this is really going to be done, it must be a tragic situation. Lord. Seeing Fang Fan coming out, Galen and other heroes swarmed up and sighed. Fang Fan, what did you do to this girl? Bai Piao on the side glanced at the weak Yun with a strange expression, and was amazed. In the palace of the Emperor, only Bai Piao dared to call Fang Fan's name directly. This unreliable envoy of Su Kingdom is still a scumbag, but his defense is still super strong and invincible. Fang Fan has experimented, and even Yi Lingtian of the 8-star King realm can't kill him with all his strength. At this moment, the posture between Fang Fan and Yun Yun does seem a bit ambiguous. Fang Fan hugged Yun Yun. Yun Yun's entire body basically rested on Fang Fan because of her injury. And most importantly, Yun Yun was wearing Fang Fan's clothes, and Yun Yun was still looking weak. Your Highness! Bastard Emperor! What have you done to our princess? Hurry up and hand over Princess Yun Yun, or I, Yun Qi, will make your imperial palace completely disappear today. In the distance of the Yun clan army, a young man suddenly walked out. The anger on his face was like reality. This is an 8-star king realm. It's also the commander of the Yun clan reinforcements. Galen whispered in Fang Fan's ear. Yo, isn't that Yun clan's army? Who are you teaching? Interesting and interesting, the Yun clan actually dispatched hundreds of thousands of troops. It's so interesting. This is the rhythm to do it. I know that person, Yun Qi, a genius of the Yun clan. Tisk, what kind of power is the palace of the emperor? Interesting, really interesting. Well, I guess it's an unknown little force. By the way, that woman dressed in a man's clothes seems to be Yun Yun, the princess of the Yun clan. My CAO, it's true. I have seen before on the battlefield, the group of demons who slaughtered the dark camp like a dog. Extremely ferocious. This is my goddess. How can I be held in my arms by a strange boy now? And, still wearing men's clothes? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 677. What the hell happened? Who can tell me, why can't I understand it? Brother, it's not that you can't understand it alone. Does anyone know who that boy is? He actually hugs my goddess. It looks a bit strange. Could it be the younger generation of some major force? Hey, the one who can hug the 9th rank power Yun clan princess like this, could it be the 8th rank power son-in-law? Or, maybe it's the 7th rank power Shengtian League. My god, don't scare me like this. Is there really such a badass? Is that so? I don't know exactly. Why don't you ask? If only I had the guts. But it doesn't look like it. Your family's 7th rank power, 8 rank power, and the cannon fodder army below the king's realm. Well, it seems to be the case. I really ignored it just now. Hey. Let's take a closer look. I heard that Yun Qi of the Yun clan has always had a good impression of Yun Yun, the princess of the Yun clan, and these two are also the geniuses of the Cloud clan. Tisk, the Cloud clan chief has many times said in public to match them up. So it looks like this is still a team of childhood sweethearts. Tisk tisk tisk, I didn't say that, but there are some things, just make it clear. Interesting and interesting. Really interesting. Look, this matter is not so easy to solve. I am afraid there is a follow-up. A group of melon eaters cowered aside and watched with interest. On this battlefield of 10,000 races, all day long is fighting against the dark camp. There is no entertainment on weekdays, and honestly, they are all tired from the bottom of their hearts. Now that there is such a good melon in front of them, how can they easily let it go? Each has the mentality of watching the excitement. Anyway, things didn't happen to them, they can laugh heartily. Ah! Asshole! The Yun clan army, prepare for the war. Kill me. Kill a piece of armor. Kill all the bastards in the palace of the emperor. Yun Qi's eyes weren't blind either. When he first saw Yun Yun was still alive, he was a little overexcited, so he didn't pay attention to other things. But after watching it carefully, coupled with the speculations of the surrounding people who eat melons, Yun Qi's complexion suddenly changed. The goddess in his heart. The wife I swore to marry in this life. At this moment, I am snuggling in the arms of a strange young man. He's wearing men's clothes. The damn guy also put the salty pig's hand on his goddess waist. He has always wanted to take that taboo position, but he has never been successful. Anger has completely contorted Yun Chi's face. He swore to end it all. Fang Fan frowned, watching the attack of the Yun clan army in front of him, ready to start laying out resistance. The army of the Yun clan. Stop the attack. Just when Fang Fan was about to give an order to resist, Yun, who had been leaning against him, suddenly said in a loud voice. The sound is extremely crisp and reproduces the true colors of women. To say that the one in front of him wanted to kill him and ordered the Yun clan army to speed up the attack, Fang Fan could understand it. It's just that now the Yun clan army is stopped from attacking, this seems a bit weird. His Royal Highness Princess. What are you doing? Please let us kill this beast. We Yun clan men are not afraid of life and death. The bloody battle will end. Battle, fight. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 678. With Yun Chi's order, the wave of battle was once again aroused. Among the Yun clan, who doesn't admire this Princess Yun? Who doesn't adore this female princess? Her Royal Highness is not only beautiful, but also wise and powerful. Lead them to glorious victories time and time again. Is their leader, but also the spiritual pillar. Now that Her Royal Highness was captured and humiliated by a foreign race, these Yun people naturally couldn't accept it. One by one, they desperately tried to kill them. The commander Yun Chi is even more so. At this moment, he only felt that a green hat was being worn on the top of his head. Although on the bright side, Princess Yun never promised to be with him. But the patriarch has mentioned it to him many times, and he has long regarded Yun as his forbidden. But now, the shame has completely drowned him. At this moment, if he doesn't kill the bastard in front of him, he can't be at ease. I said it. Let you stop attacking. I order you in the name of the Commander-in-Chief. Stop the attack. Whoever disobeys the order will be dealt with by military law. Yun's voice seemed extremely indifferent. Yun Chi was stunned. Why? What exactly is going on? Doesn't Her Royal Highness hate that bastard? How to listen to her tone, it seems that you still want to protect him. Not to mention Yun Chi, even Fang Fan was stunned at the moment. What is this woman thinking? It seems a little weird. I just had a little discussion with the palace master Fang Fan of the Human Emperor's Palace. There is no need to let the two clans fight again. That's it. Retreat. Stop fighting. We still have a common enemy to deal with. The demons of the dark camp are staring at us. At this moment, we should unite sincerely. Yun spoke righteously, but the surprised look on Fang Fan's face never changed. I'm going, this is, what's going on? I seem to have found something incredible. Brother, you are not alone. Is this a special way to learn from each other? Even the clothes are gone. Hey, this is so obviously fooling a ghost. Whoever believes it is really a fool. Tisk, that makes so much sense. That's how it was supposed to be. And didn't you see it? The Yun princess of the Yun clan is an 8-star king realm, and that young man seems to be a 3-star king realm. Even if it was a real discussion, it was the young man who was hanged and beaten. Why? Princess Yun looks like she is seriously injured. Hey, my dear man is absolutely right. Say it like this, say it like this. Think about it carefully. What kind of sport can make a 3-star king realm boy hang and beat Princess Yun of 8-star king realm to the point of being bruised? Brother, got it? Totally got it? Well, everyone is a gentleman. This truth must be clear. It's just that I didn't react for a while. He, is this young man so charming? How could he make this goddess-level princess go upside down like this? Who knows, anyway, that boy is really good-looking, and that skin is better than us. If there is another interesting soul, it will be even more attractive. Well, you said why I didn't have such good luck. Hee, the premise of luck is that you have to have a little white face. Understand? Your face is too rough. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 679. Fang Fan was speechless for a while. After being tossed by this group of melon eaters, he has become a little white face who eats soft rice. This is too unfair. His Royal Highness is threatened by gangsters at the moment, so that's why you say these words. Children of the Yun clan, follow me to rescue Her Royal Highness. Run. Run for me. Yun Chi's face gradually became hideous, his eyes were full of murderous intent, he couldn't bear such grievances. I can't stand such a shame. It's just green. After all, it was only physical, but he could bear it. But now, listening to the meaning of Her Royal Highness, it seems that he is still defending this damn bastard. Moreover, the voices of the people who were eating melons just now also reached his ears. Yes, how could Her Royal Highness, the princess, be captured by a 3-star King Realm kid? Could it be that Her Royal Highness is really taking the initiative to dedicate herself? At this moment, Yun Chi only feels that there is a madness all over his body, he wants to kill all this completely. This madness in the heart gradually turns into substantial thinking. Yun Kai, you dare to disobey my command. Yun Yun's complexion changed. In the army, no one had dared to openly resist her military order. This guy, is he courting death? Don't you know the military order is like a mountain? Hearing Yun Yun say this, Yun Chi was almost sure that Yun Yun was not under any control at all. Then these words, all came from her heart. From the bottom of her heart, she wants to defend that man? Bitch. Asshole. Yun Chi's face suddenly turned red, he hated it. He wants to madly destroy it all. End it all. Everyone rush with me. Rescue Princess Yun Yun. Yun Chi's eyes turned blood red, he ordered viciously, and then rushed out first. He has no scruples, he wants to make this adulterer completely extinct. If possible, let them all die. Goddamn bastard. How dare he hook up with his woman? Goddamn bitch. How dare you betray him? Yun Chi's heart has been completely twisted. Swoosh swish. Yun Yun suddenly flew out from Fang Fan's side, directly before Yun Chi. Snapped. A loud slap sound came, and everyone fell into a state of shock. The Cloud Army, stop the attack for me. If anyone refuses to obey, I will deal with Yun Yun's military law. Yun Yun looked at Yun Chi coldly, and there was naturally no good expression on her face. The Yun clan army immediately felt relieved when they saw the return of their princess, and it seemed that they had not been restrained. Between Yun Yun and Yun Chi, the soldiers of the Yun tribe obviously trust Yun Yun more. His Royal Highness, that bastard dared to offend you and let me kill him. Yun Chi's eyes flickered with killing light, and he could not wait to rush forward now. Don't you understand what I said? I said it. Let you stop attacking. All Yun clan troops, return me the same way. Yun Yun wrapped the black robe on her body, and she could smell a manly scent on the robe. Yun Yun wrinkled her nose and sniffed lightly, it was exactly the same as the smell on the man. In the past, if she smelled this kind of man, she would feel sick. But now I don't know why, I suddenly feel, it smells very good, and there is even an urge in my heart to smell more. Yun Yun shook her head. She thought she might be sick. How could she have these messy thoughts in her mind? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 680. His Royal Highness, this bastard not only disrespectful to you, but also killed my Yun clan's scout team. It must be executed. Otherwise, my Yun clan will lose face. My Yun clan still stands in the world. I went to the Patriarch, but I couldn't explain it. Brothers, follow me. Yun Chi stood up coldly, the madness on his face intensified. Yun Chi gave an order, and there were still some buddies, and suddenly another group of Yun soldiers followed. Whoosh! Yun Yun suddenly pulled out the long sword and placed it directly on Yun Chi's neck. Those who disobey the military order, behead. Yun Yun stared at Yun Chi coldly, and there was no trace of emotion in those cold eyes. Feeling the cold feeling from the neck, Yun Chi's face changed. He didn't expect Yun Yun to come for real. Looking at it like this, it really means to do it. Yun Chi took a deep breath, and from Yun Yun's cold eyes, he saw murderous intent. If he took another step forward, maybe the sword in Yun Yun's hand would split his neck. This woman actually wanted to kill him for an alien man? Yun Chi gasped a few times violently, clenched his teeth, and a trace of blood seeped from the corners of his mouth, but he didn't take it seriously. If it wasn't for your outstanding military exploits, I would have killed you just now. Drag down, 100 blood whips. Set an example. Just now, I wanted to rush forward with Yun Chi, and each went to get 10 whips. This is not an example. If you commit the crime again next time, shoot to kill. Yun Yun snorted coldly. Although there was no armor on her body, it was just a random ill-fitting black robe, but that kind of vigor came out naturally. This kind of spirit can only be possessed by those who have been leaders all year round. The place where the army of the Emperor's palace was stationed. My lord, should we continue to fortify? Garen asked with a confused look. The admiration for the Lord in my heart is hard to restrain. The Lord is really awesome. This method, fortification. Fortification is unnecessary. That's it for now. Let the soldiers go down and set up camp. Fang Fan rubbed his forehead and sighed. He didn't expect Yun Yun to choose to let the Yun clan army retreat. According to Fang Fan's original plan, it was a bloody battle. He felt that without a bloody battle, this dispute could not be resolved. But the picture shown at the moment is completely upside down. Fang Fan couldn't help but look at Yun Yun, who was wearing a black robe in the distance, and at this moment Yun Yun was also looking at him. Two eyes meet in the air. Fang Fan was a little embarrassed. After all, I have taken so many whips before. Although at that time, Fang Fan was indeed justified. But I have to say that at this moment, Yun Yun has helped Fang Fan to a certain extent by letting the Yun clan army retreat. If the army of the Yun clan and the army of the Emperor's palace collided. Although Fang Fan still has a lot of trump cards, in the end, the family wealth of the Emperor's palace will probably be exhausted. Even if it was a victory, it would be a tragic victory. Obviously, this is not the result Fang Fan wants to see. For him, it would be better for the war to come to an abrupt end. Yi Lingtian, who was beside him, silently climbed up from the ruins. At this moment, he felt extremely sore all over his body. His peaking time is only 10 minutes, and 10 minutes later, the combat power drops rapidly. 10 minutes ago, he could smash the 8-star King realm. 10 minutes later, he was hanged and beaten by the 7-star King realm.